Y'all, you tune in live 100.7 WBZ. You guys know what time it is. It's time for the Sheriff Report on this day, August the 3rd, 2017. Here we go.
Gonna do what you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I had to do that part of them. This right here gonna take one, y'all.
Take one.
Take one.
Hey. How you doing, Booty Rush?
Hey,
Macon
what's
County?
going? How you doing?
Everything
Sheriff?
all right. Let me start with this. 100.7 FM WBZ with DJ Booty Rush at Hear Me TV. Tuskegee Virtual TV, channel 181 in town, channel 19 on campus, with Pat Wallace director, Kimberly Wright, Butch Baxter, and Jordan. Danielle Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to say that.
You supposed to say that?
And as always, we got Miss Brunson in the house.
Yeah, Miss Sheriff in the building.
We got the crew over here, Miss Brunson in the house, and guess what? Special guest today.
Guess who we got here?
Special guest today.
The man himself.
That's Mr. Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis in the building.
Jonathan Davis in the building. Me and Jonathan go way back, man.
Way back.
Jonathan, great guy. You gonna say hello to us, Jonathan?
Hey, good evening, Macon County. I'm honored to be on this show with my sheriff, with our sheriff.
That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
he got a distinct voice,
Don't
don't
he though? You got that radio personality voice too now.
He got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay,
yeah, he do.
all right,
He really
all
good.
right. Okay, well, we're going to start with the Sheriff Report July the 28th through August the 3rd. Between the dates of July 28th, August 3rd, the Macon County Sheriff Department, last 7 days have received 272 volunteer fire transmissions, 3,303 landline calls, 387 E911 calls, and 2,911 radio transmissions for a total of 6,803 contacts. Yeah, we stay up there around close to the 7,000 range, and that's let's see what we had last time. Last time we had 6,763, so we were a little more this time.
A little more, yeah.
And before that we had 6,918. So they're still around the same right now, and we're gonna talk about school getting started, and maybe they'll go down a little bit. People be back in school and be busy again. But also on 7/28, we had arrest at Macon County Sheriff Office on a probation violation. 7/28, Macon County Sheriff Department, another arrest on a probation violation. On 7/28, we had another arrest on attempting to elude and possession of marijuana. On 7/28, had another arrest, drug paraphernalia. 7/28 on Gregory Lane, a dog bite. 7/29, Renfro Road, child abduction. 7:30, Renfro Road, information only. A report was done on that. On 7:30, arrest on a DUI and a terrorist threat. On 7/31, U.S. Highway 80 West, had a report on information only report. On 8/1, Pistol Range Road, confiscated gun. On 8/1, we had an arrest by Macon County Sheriff Office on a probation violation. On 8/1, had arrest by the task force on burglary third and theft of property first. 8/2, we had 6 arrests by the task force, 2 on federal charges and 4 on state charges. Conspiracy to commit a controlled substance crime. On 8/2, unauthorized use of a vehicle. On 8/2, an arrest for Macon County Sheriff Office on failure to pay. 8/2, arrest Macon County Sheriff Office on conspiracy to distribute cocaine. 8/2, arrest Macon County Sheriff Office on public intoxication. And on 8/3, County Road 31, had a domestic harassment. So, man, that's a busy week there.
It's always busy.
Week.
Yeah.
And you can see these the task force here. And we have some great task force put together.
Right.
And they include a lot of the agencies, surrounding agencies.
Right.
We got drug task force, and we got these task force with the marshals, man, and they come in and they do a great job.
Right.
Along with Aaliyah and everybody that want to work with us.
Right.
Do a great job, and it only makes sense, to do it as a task force.
Right.
So we can get as much help as possible.
That's right.
You know, when you do that, you know, everybody kind of pool their resources together.
Right.
And it just makes it better for everybody.
It does.
You know, it just makes it better for everybody.
Communication. Man.
Communication, baby. And it just makes me feel good that everybody willing to help.
Right.
You know, everybody have problems in their communities, and we try to limit what we have.
That's right.
You know, but we do have to get these guys that's breaking the law.
That's right.
So when you see these guys in town, don't think bad. You don't have to be scared, especially if you're not the ones breaking the law. We're just trying to make it safe for everybody in the community, and that's what it all boils down to, making it safe for everybody in the community.
That's right.
You know, I hate that because you got some great guys in this community, but if you're breaking the law, we can't have it.
Can't have it.
You know, we can't have it, whether it's minor or whether it's major. Yeah. And usually minor stuff leads to major stuff. So we got to get it where it starts.
That's right.
So that's what's going on around here, Macon County. And, you know, I'm here to do this job, and I'm going to definitely do it.
Right.
So that's what's going on.
That's what's going on.
That's what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, today I wanted to talk about going to school, back to school, because they'll be back in school on August the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to talk about the kids reentering school. And I wanted to talk to Mr. Davis also about a program that he has. You know, we're getting started here, and it's called Community Corrections. And it's called the Macon County Community Corrections. Mm-hmm. And he's going to tell us a little more about the program when we get started in that. But he's also going to talk about the school and the things that we have to do. Right. And he's going to chime in on this discussion.
Right.
So Macon County and all the school kids know, you know, when school gets started, that's a major thing, man.
Right.
I mean, that's major.
Right.
You know, we talk about the great job that the teachers are doing, the principals are doing, the superintendent, everybody doing, trying to keep these kids in school, trying to educate our kids, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
Education is the key to success.
It is. Right.
It really is.
Right.
And you know, when you're young, you really don't see that.
You don't.
Really don't think about that.
You don't.
You know, I thought going to school was just fun.
Yeah.
You want to go play around. But, man, I got the worst whooping about playing around in school.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that teacher called my mama. I got to kill it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just didn't understand the importance of what we were doing. But now I do.
That's right.
And I think I learned, you know, in the nick of time, to where I knew that I needed my education, and I made good grades in school.
Right.
You know, I could have done better, but I made good grades in school.
Right.
But it was all about playing and having fun and socializing with my friends.
Right.
But that's not what school is all about.
Right.
You know, we got to get this education.
Got to get the education.
And the best way to get the education is go to school.
Yeah.
First of all, you got to get in school.
Yeah.
And you know, I was the school resource officer for 23 years, and one of my jobs was to get these kids in school and make sure they went to school. You know, but kids don't really understand. You know, it is against the law not to go to school.
Right.
You know, the parents can be charged, kids can be charged, you know. So parents need to know that, because you can go to jail.
That's right.
And you can be fined.
That's right.
And you better believe Judge Biggers ain't playing over there. You know, you go to court, she ain't playing.
That's right.
And, you know, like I said, I was the truant officer, chief of security, but now Tony Washington does that, and he does a good job. He takes a lot of those kids to court. And it's not because he hate the family, he hate the kids. He sees the importance, and he knows it's against the law. And we're just trying to give these kids a chance.
Right.
And the only chance they have to make themselves better is to go to school.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, you talk about the problems why kids don't go to school. One of the major problems is bullying in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, you know, that's one thing that we can't have, the bullying at school. And I hope everybody listening, I hope all the kids listening, you know, we're not going to put up with the bullying in school. You know, it's sad that kids go to school and they're bullied at school, and there's all type of bullying.
All type.
It's all types of
all
bullying.
type. You're right.
And it's not just beating kids up. It's not just hitting kids. You know, when you verbally abuse people, that's a form of bullying. You know, and why do we bully kids? Is it somebody you don't like?
Right.
Are you bullying somebody because they're not the size that you want them to be?
Right.
I know a lot of the larger kids are bullied. Yeah. You know, I don't want to call them fat kids, because that's not what you call them. Big bone kids, just larger kids. You know, people think that's funny, and that's not funny.
That's not funny.
You know, they bully skinny kids. That's not funny. You know, they bully kids that they think are less attractive than them. But you can't do that. And beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
That's right.
You know, what is beauty?
Right.
Are you calling a kid less attractive? You can't do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's pretty to me might be ugly to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But why would we bully? Why would we tell a child that to hurt their feelings? You know, are you jealous of that child? You know, I don't know. but we have to stop the bullying.
Got to.
We have to stop.
You got to.
And I know the school has taken a tough stance on that. And you know, you get down to it. A lot of kids and some kids commit suicide behind bullying.
Right.
How bad would you feel if you
Right.
bullied somebody and then you found out the next day that they committed suicide?
'Cause it had happened though.
It has happened.
Plenty times.
And you don't know what you're doing to that child's feeling and to their development.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're really hurting somebody.
Right.
And we can't be that cold-hearted that we bully people. You know, it might be funny. You get a laugh from your friends, you know, but look at yourself.
Right.
You know, look at yourself and see your downfalls, because everybody has downfalls.
Everybody.
Nobody is perfect.
That's right.
Me, you, nobody's
That's
perfect.
right.
So we just want to educate our kids on that and let them know that that's just not the right thing to do.
Right.
You know, I would rather offer some help to somebody before I bully him. That's just me.
Right.
You know, and all through school, and I guess that's why I do what I do, because I like to stand up for the weak. I like to stand up for the people that can't take care of themselves. I just feel bad.
Yep.
You know, I hate to see somebody being bullied, man.
Yeah,
I
you're
really
right.
do. And
I don't like it either.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a tough stance on that too.
Right.
You know, we can't have the bullying. And it's just that when we talk about our community, we don't want that in the community.
Exactly.
You know, we want to better ourselves. We want to better everybody in the community. You know, everybody has problems.
Everybody got problems.
Everybody got problems.
It comes a time when a lot of people get bullied, and if they want the bullying to stop. You know what I mean? Nobody like to be bullied.
No.
But in order for the bullying to stop, they just about got to join a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to side with you. I got to be your friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to let me in the group so they won't bully me. And that's what really a lot of times some kids fall into the wrong track of kids.
That's right.
They fall into the wrong line of people who they really don't want to hang with.
Right.
But if they want to stop that bullying the seats and that picking at the seats, I got to be with them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They look at gangs, they look at groups,
Right.
And I'm not going to even say just gangs. They look at groups to strengthen themselves,
Exactly.
so they don't have to go through that.
Right.
Somebody that can help them along the way,
Right.
You know, and that's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good at all. But that's when the fights start. That's when people start pulling out guns. That's when people start doing bad things to people.
Right.
All starts from a little bullying.
The bullying.
You know, and we don't want that. You know, we got to learn how to talk about situations and, you know, work through problems without bullying people.
Right.
You know, you don't have to bully them. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. If you have a problem, report it to your teachers, report it to your principal, and let's get a meeting and let's just talk about it. You might have to bring your parents in. Let's
Right.
just talk about it.
Right.
You don't need to bully them.
It used to be a time where you had like instead of an instigator, you have a person that you can go to and y'all can talk to him, and both of y'all go talk to the problem about it, and he can settle it.
Yeah.
And he can say like, you wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you right, man, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them kind of cats.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I want them kind of cats that I like to be the mediator or the person that try to stop what's going on. And then if you have a bully that really wouldn't stop, I was the bully that bullied the bullies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real talk, I was
Yeah.
one of the ones that came in and like, man, you know, pick on somebody your own side.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And they don't want to do. They want to prey on the weak.
Yeah.
You know,
They
that's
like
most
to prey on the weak.
Yeah, most bullies. That's all they do. You don't never see a bully going against a bully.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you see that goes on, the whole school there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they got to see it.
Yeah.
They don't have a misunderstanding that both of them bullheaded and they don't want to let it go.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And it's very, very rare that happen.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? You know, in the whole school want to see that.
But usually the bully's going to always prey on the
They
weak.
prey on the weak.
You know, they're not gonna come and bother somebody they know got some fire by
There you
themselves.
go. There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? They don't want to lose. They don't want to get embarrassed out there.
That's right.
And a lot of times they just want to prey on the weak. And somebody not gonna offer any resistance or
Right.
too much resistance to what they're doing.
And not gonna fight back at all.
And right, and that's not the right thing to do, because I've seen some bullies get surprised.
Oh yes, sir.
Because you got some really quiet people that can really whoop your butt.
That's right.
You know, and you see that happening a lot too.
That's right. You
You know,
really do.
You know, you don't have to be the one that's loud or obnoxious to be the one that's able to fight and defend yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some very quiet people that know how to defend
That's
themselves.
right.
But they don't want to get in trouble.
That's right.
You
Some people don't
truly
like
got
fight.
some people that don't want to get in trouble.
right.
You truly got some people that don't want to fight.
Don't wanna fight.
But they're very capable of taking care of themselves.
That's right.
And I've seen that a lot too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So don't run up on one of those quiet ones now.
That's right.
Yeah. They might hurt you.
Yeah.
They might hurt you.
Yeah.
But you know, and bullying happens in all ages.
All ages.
All ages. You see grown bullies. You see people,
Yeah.
you know, big bullies, grown bullies, old bullies.
That's right.
You know, I mean, a bully, I don't know if you even grow out of that.
Yeah.
You
You're
know, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
And
Bad habit.
It's a bad habit.
Bad habit.
And we've gotten so advanced now. Now we have cyberbullying. You know, the internet, Facebook, all those things, man, that's making it easier for people to bully people. You know, these cell phones, the computers.
Right.
You know, that's dangerous too.
Dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
That's like one of the worst kind right there.
Oh, that's one of the worst kind.
Yeah, you can get mad with somebody you don't even know.
Oh,
And y'all bullying each other back and forth. You don't even know them.
You bullying from long distance.
Yeah.
You can bully somebody halfway across the world over there.
Exactly.
But you can bully somebody in the next city. You can bully somebody in the next neighborhood. You can go on and on with this cyberbullying.
That's right.
And cyberbullying is very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
And you put people information out there. You talk about people. You do things. You say things that you know they don't want people to know. That's dangerous. That's bad.
Right.
So please, y'all, let's refrain from the bullying.
Right.
You know, let's refrain from all kind of bullying. But you know, that's one of the major issues that we deal with in school today. A lot of kids don't like to go to school because they're bullied.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not good. Not only you're hurting them, you're hurting the community, you're hurting everybody. And you scar some of these kids for life.
That's
some
right.
of them go in the house and don't want to come out because they're bullied.
Right.
You know, you got people with all kind of ailments, sickness, you know, all kind of things that, you know, it takes everything they have just to come out and go to school.
That's right.
And once they get there, school is supposed to be a safe haven.
That's right.
Somewhere you can come and eat a good breakfast, eat a good lunch, study, learn, and go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're there with people that's supposed to take care of you.
That's right.
You know, when you're not in that safe haven, anything can happen to you at home. When you're home by yourself. Mm-hmm. Some kids get bullied at home.
That's right.
You know, so they need to come to school to get away.
Get away. Yeah,
from that to that safe haven.
That's right.
And when you take that away from them, it's bad.
It's bad.
You know, they start committing suicide and doing bad things to themselves when they don't have anybody and nowhere to turn to.
Yeah.
And we have to think about how important that is.
Very important.
That is very important.
That's when the parenting coming right in right there.
Right.
Because a lot of times, you know, they be wanting to hear what you got to say, you know what I'm saying? Because I know back, you know, when we grew up, but your parents going to tell you the same thing about 100 times.
Yeah.
The same exact thing. You get tired of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get tired of hearing the same thing,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it marinates.
Yeah, it does.
It marinates. You know, that makes a big difference.
It makes a difference.
Make a big difference, man.
Makes a
same thing with bullying.
Right.
And you keep on hearing the same thing, that person just antagonize you every day. It'll make you go crazy. You know what I'm saying? It does something to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know. That day they didn't even pick at him, but that day that person did that suicide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never know. You know
never
how
know.
it builds up and when people get ready to react on it.
Yeah.
So kids, don't bully.
Don't bully.
Don't bully. Don't bully.
And let these kids come to that safe haven and let them come and do what they're there to do.
Right.
And that's learn.
Right.
Get an education so they can better themselves.
Right.
So they can better their families. Do
Right.
those things. But you know, we still, you know, I hope we can get away from that. And I think as the time goes on and it has been going on, it has gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has gotten a lot better. But we have to continue to improve.
Right.
And that one case of bullying might be the wrong one. It might be the one that sends somebody over the edge.
Right.
So let's not have that.
Right.
You know, they do it for different reasons. If a kid can't afford those joys, don't laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I remember going to school getting those Egon and Naval specials.
Yeah.
You know, I remember getting those flow burners.
Flow burn.
You know, and all those,
Did y'all
cheap shoes.
Did y'all have PC pies down there?
A PC pie.
PC pie. You know where
No,
PC
I
pie?
never heard of PC pie.
People, hey, tell them kid, PC pie. Pie crust. They call them pie crusts.
What was that?
It was some cheap shoes that cost you about $2.50. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
PC pies down here. That's what we had. Them the cheapest shoes you can buy with PC pies.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. PC pies. They stop right on the dime. You know what I'm talking about? You can play football in them, basketball in them, you can kick ball in them. Anything you want to play, you can play them. And you can go wash them out real quick and take them to walk. Go to school. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones you put in a scrub bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Because they were made out of kind of cloth, right? You know what I'm talking
Really?
about? And the rubber was real thick. It was heavy. You know what I'm saying? The rubber was heavy. It was real thick, but it was made out of cloth. So therefore you can wash them. You know what I'm talking about? You get them real nasty and dirty. You get that scrub bowl, that number 2 tub, and you can scrub them, you know what I'm talking about, and get them real clean. The oxy soap. Oh man, that's how we did it.
That's how you did it.
Oxy soap. You know about the oxy soap?
Yes,
Yeah. Oxy
No,
soap get anything
I never
clean.
heard of those before.
PC
But I
pies.
basically roll up Pro Kids and Converse.
See that's
I
that.
stayed
See
at Pro Kids and Converse.
That's
No, that was the shoe then.
that's the new. That was the Jordan then.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
But you know, back then you can get a pair of Converse for $9, $12,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
Pro
sir.
Kids the same way.
Yeah, see that's
Yeah.
them the Jordan back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
See them PC
They
pies
didn't
cost about
have-
175 or 250. The 250 for I think the colored ones, the all white ones. I think they like 175. Boy. And then you had to get a hand down. Yeah,
Wow.
you and your brother had to have the same size feet or something. You know what I'm saying? Hand on back down.
Hand
to
them
you.
down, huh?
Yeah, when your feet grow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hand 'em down.
Yeah, he get the new one.
But
get those.
you know, and unfortunately, some of us still have to do the hand me
Yeah,
down.
you do.
But you know what? That's okay.
That's okay.
That's really okay.
It's okay.
You know, I wish Jordan would come out with some cheaper shoes.
Right,
'Cause
right.
everybody want to wear the Jordans.
They do.
Everybody want to look like the rest of the kids.
Right.
You know, and I'm all with that.
Right.
But one good thing about the whole school situation, they're wearing uniforms.
I love that.
I do too.
I love that. I
do too.
I like that.
And that helps out.
Helps out a
You
whole
know,
lot.
wearing uniform, that helps out a whole lot.
Yeah.
And studies show that wearing uniform, that's a lot less trouble.
Right.
You know, it's a lot less trouble, and that's one other thing that prevents bullying.
That's
too.
right. Everybody got
You
the
know,
same thing.
everybody got the same thing on. Everybody got the same colors. You know, everybody got the same thing on.
That's right.
And that's good.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
You know, and wearing uniforms helps identify the people in school.
Save the parents'
You know,
money too.
Save the parents' money. And you know, for a security standpoint, from a police standpoint, it helps identify people in that school.
Right.
You know, you get people coming off campus wearing their jeans and all this, and you know they don't go to school there.
That's right.
You know, they stand out like a sore throat.
Well, they do. Right.
You know, they
right.
really do.
Right.
So, you know, the uniform helps in so many ways.
do. It really
does
do.
help in so many ways.
You really do.
You know, but back to the bullying, y'all, please, let's not bully.
Right.
You know, and we talked about bullying tonight because that's one of the major factors, you know, and why these kids don't like to go to school. You know, another factor the kids don't like to school and why they're bullied, you know, we don't all learn at the same pace.
Right.
You know, some of us learn slower than others.
That's right.
Some of us are fast paced, some of us learn quick, but me, I have to study and I like to look over stuff, so I'm gonna take my time.
That's right.
And I'm gonna take my time and go over everything. And that's not because I'm a dummy. I took a sheriff test on Wednesday and I was the last one in there. Not because I didn't know the information. I went back and checked my work.
There you go.
Checked my work.
Good habit to
Read
have.
over my work. You know, and even through the lecture, you know, I jotted down information. When I read my question, I know the answer to this. But instead of write that answer down, I open my book and look back. This is what I remember. Yes, I check and double check.
That's right.
And that's not saying that I'm a dummy, but kids like to do that at school too.
Right.
You know, a lot of kids like to check their work.
That's right.
Like to be assured of themselves. So that's not saying they're a dummy because they're doing it slow.
Right.
I'm doing it slow because I choose to.
Right.
And a lot of kids do the same thing, and they don't deserve to be bullied.
That's right.
But on the other hand, some kids do learn slower than others.
Right.
And when you sit there and talk and laugh at that kid, it's not fair.
That's not. Yeah.
It's not fair at all. You know, and then you have some kids with learning disabilities. And we got a lot of people in this nation with learning disabilities.
That's right.
You know, and it takes them a little longer. You know, they might have to do other things. They might need a little extra help in doing their work.
Right.
But what's wrong with that?
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
That's right. Nothing
So
wrong
we
with that.
don't want to bother those kids and hinder those kids because when you talk about those kids, they don't want to come to school. And that's a form of bullying.
Right.
We can't do that.
Right.
Can't do that at all.
Right.
Other reasons they don't like to come to school because, you know, of these shoes.
Shoes. Yeah.
And we was talking about shoes.
You're
They
right,
don't like
you're
to
right.
come when parents can't afford those expensive shoes. And
right.
everybody can't afford those expensive shoes.
That's right.
So why should that child be bullied or talked about because they don't have on a pair of Jordan? It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. You know, if the economy was 100% that everybody had a job and everybody was making $100,000 a year, and if the parent didn't choose to spend that money on their child's shoes or clothes when they had it, then that'd be shame on the parent, but not shame on that kid.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Right.
shame on the kid.
Right. Right.
But it's just I can go on and on about
Oh yeah.
this
Oh yeah. We
all
can.
day and the different reasons, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to beat it in the ground.
Right.
But I'm just gonna say, please don't bully.
Don't
y'all.
bully, yeah.
Please don't bully. It affects everybody.
It does.
It affects so many people.
Yeah.
And I just saying it affects everybody in the whole community.
It does.
And especially if something bad happens.
Right. Behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's stop the bullying. Let's come to school. We're there to get our lesson. Let's make these good grades. And let's just have a good time.
That's it.
You know, high school should be one of the best times of your life.
I'm telling you.
You know, you don't have a whole lot of responsibility. You don't have to pay the bills.
Sure don't.
You know, sometimes it make me wish I was back at home.
What you talk about?
But you got to pay these bills,
Okay,
man. Especially
okay.
when you get that light bill.
Oh, yeah, light bill.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
But it makes you want to be back at home.
Right. That's right.
But when you get into taking care of your family, you know, and all that, you have to.
Right.
You have to be right.
Be right.
And want to tell, you know, you parents that's listening, please talk to your kids and your children about bullying. You know, I don't know how many kids listen to the show, and I'm sure not a whole lot of them do, but more parents listen.
Right.
So please talk to your children about bullying and let them know the importance of not doing it.
Right.
You know, let them know that it's just wrong to bully. It's not fair to those children to bully them. Okay, parents, let's stick together on that.
Right.
Okay.
In some of the kids, you know, the kids that a lot of kids listen to, and if you see it going on, try to intervene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to, you know, it's like, man, don't do that.
Yeah, don't
you know,
do
because
that.
sometimes you need for another student to tell another student, you know, a little kid, hey, man, don't do that.
Don't
you know
do
what I'm saying?
that.
Because
Yeah.
they there all the time with them. And, you know, a lot of times they're not going to be around parents, teachers, or coaches or stuff like that. They're going to be around each other.
That's right.
So if you see that picking going on, just try to intervene like, man, don't do that. You know what I'm
Don't
talking
do
about?
it,
Now,
yeah.
if they having a crack, you know, a joke out, you know, that's a different story.
That's a
you know,
different story,
you know,
yeah.
I'm talking about a little roast out. That's a different story. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? You know, that's the best cracker to win. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not like that, you see something going on where you just constantly picking and don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
You know, you can see it. Just say, don't do that, man. You know.
And
Sometimes they just need somebody to just tell them.
Yeah, just need somebody to talk to them.
Yeah, right,
Just need
right.
somebody to talk to them.
Right.
And I know, and I still think, and I know we got great kids here.
Oh, we do.
And just a little guidance, they gonna do the right thing.
Yep.
I ain't even worried about that.
That's right.
One of the other things too, you know, one of the things that I hadn't seen a lot of, but we don't want any fights at the school. We're not going to school to fight.
That's right.
You know, we got to have some type of conflict resolution to where we know how to talk our problems out. You know, everything don't have to end in a fisticuff.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to impress nobody. You know, a fight can't do nothing but be bad for both people involved. You're going to get put out of school. Going to probably tear up your nice clothes. You know, it's going to be embarrassing. You know, it's better to just talk about things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's better to be the one to walk away. Fight ain't never solved nothing.
Right.
You know, I know it was a little different when I was a child because we fight. We back together the next day.
That's
we
right.
all right. We back playing.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But fight is not the answer. Fighting is not the answer. And you always got somebody you can talk to.
Right.
You know, you can talk to the principal. You can talk to your teachers. You can even talk to your friends. You know, and good friends won't be out there, oh, get him.
Yeah.
Good friends tell you, no, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's walk away from that fight.
Right.
That's what good friends do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to know. Good friends walk away with you. Good friends tell you not to fight. They don't stand there and boost you up to fight and get in trouble because that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And if the fight is bad enough, you can be charged. You know what I'm saying? You can be charged with assault. You can go to jail. You can get a little record behind that.
You're right.
So that's not a good thing. Let's find out different ways to solve these problems. Conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution.
That's a
It's
good
the
word
best
for it.
answer.
Yeah. Conflict
Yes,
resolution.
it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Like that.
But everybody, again, on August the 10th, we'll be starting school. I hope everybody came out and got your free school supplies.
Nice.
If you didn't, Walmart got them every day. CVS got them every day.
Yep.
Go up there and get your school supplies. Be prepared for school.
Right.
First of all, you got to get a good night's sleep so you can get up and go to school.
That's right.
You know, I know they don't let you come to school late in any kind of time all day. You know, you need to be there and be prepared.
Right.
Take all your school utensils, your pencil, your paper, your tablets. Sit there and be studious. Listen to the teacher.
Right.
Write your work down. Do your homework.
Right.
That's what you're there for. That's how you're going to better yourself.
Right.
You know, those are great points. Get up in the morning. You know, they give you free breakfast. Get to school in time. Get free breakfast. There's no excuse for that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't say I didn't have nothing to eat this morning because you get to school, you can get a breakfast.
That's right.
You know, and you get your lunch. Lunch is free.
And lunch is free.
Lunch is free.
And for the you high schoolers or your middle schoolers, find out if your bus driver has got a new route.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it changes up, every so often, you know what I'm saying? He might be over here instead of right there in front of your house. 'Cause
Right.
some people almost get picked up almost in front of their house, so find out the destination where the bus is going to be at. So therefore you won't get left.
Right,
Or,
right.
you know what I'm talking about? Miss
Yeah.
school on the first day of school, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that'd be something to call to the school and see
Yeah.
if the route's going to be the same as
That's
it was
right.
last
That's
year.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody should know what bus they're riding. And
Exactly.
You need to find that out beforehand.
That's right.
And what time that bus is
What
coming.
time that bus coming?
What time that bus coming?
'Cause,
and
they-
man, those buses come early.
Oh,
if
yes,
you live out in
sir.
the rural area, you're going to have to be up and get there early.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
But, I mean, that's your ride.
That's right.
So you got to deal with it.
That's right.
You got to get up and get there. Everybody not fortunate enough to have a car. If you're fortunate enough to get a ride with somebody, some of your neighbors stuff, that's okay. But just make sure you get to school and get there on time and be prepared for school and ready for school.
Right.
And it's not going to be all peaches and cream every day. I try to tell, and I talk to some of the teachers too. We got to be respectful of our students too.
That's right.
It's just not all on the students. It's on the teachers and everybody else too. Sometimes, and I experience this a lot being a truant officer. Some of these kids do everything they can do to get to school. They might not have this, they might not have that, have trouble waking up. They might have not, they might have not had dinner that night, but they got up and made it to school.
That's right.
When they make it to school, they've done everything they can to make it there. And we sometimes forget why we're there. We're there to take care of these kids.
Right. Exactly.
So we can't bring our home life to the school. We might have had a bad day as a teacher or somebody in charge, and you can't bring what happened to you bad to this kid that day.
Right. Right.
You got to be mindful of that and conscious of that. You can't
Exactly.
snap at these kids and yell at them or because you having a bad
Right.
day.
Right.
It's not their fault that you having a bad day. You got to be professional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You always got to be mindful of that. And sometimes that happens. And I'm not saying teachers are bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying be mindful of the way we talk to the kids and be mindful that your home problems are not their problem. You can't bring them to school because that does happen sometimes. And you might not mean for it to happen.
Right. That's right.
That's why you have to be mindful of that.
And them students
what
pick
I'm
up
saying?
on it too.
They pick up on
They
it.
pick up on that. They pick up on it. They
Yeah.
do. They really
Yeah.
do.
So we don't want to be short-tempered.
Right.
It takes a special person to be a teacher.
Ooh, my hat goes off to him.
Man, my hat goes off to
My
him
hat
too.
goes off to him.
And you got to love what you're doing.
You got to love it.
You got to love it.
We.
But you also got to be patient. That's one of the virtues of being a teacher. That's one of the attributes of being a teacher. You got to be patient.
Right.
And you got to love these kids. You got to love everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to love all these kids. You got to care about them.
Right.
And you got to treat them like that. Right. And they definitely pick up on when you don't like them.
Ooh, we. Yes, they
Makes
do.
it tough for everybody.
It does. It does.
And, you might say, oh, yeah, that's my favorite, but all of them should be your favorite.
All of them should be your favorite. That's
And
right.
you're there to teach them, and you're there to protect them.
Yep.
And that is their safe haven.
That's right.
So that goes out to the teachers and the people at the school, and not just the teachers. You got janitors at the school. You got security at the school. You got all these people that have to be mindful of the same thing.
Right.
And everything or every encounter can't be taken personally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It can't be a personal matter. And we just have to remember that. And that's the same thing with a police officer.
Right.
Same thing with these deputy sheriffs. Same thing with anybody in charge. Anybody that's custodian of anybody. You got to be mindful of that.
Right. Right.
So let's start school out the right way.
That's right.
And let's continue the year like that. It's going to be exciting. Football season get ready to start.
Ooh-wee. I
They
can't wait.
they looking for that Friday
Yes,
night.
sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
They looking for that. Should be a whole lot of team spirit.
Right.
Looking forward to the guys having a great year at both Notaslugger and Booker T.
Right.
Looking for a lot of team chemistry, a lot of team spirit, a lot of school chemistry, a lot of school spirit at both high schools.
At both high schools.
And then that carries on to Tim's,
Right.
carries on to the younger kids. And you're proud to go out in other communities and say, hey, I'm from Macon County.
That's right.
Good football team.
Yep.
They know how to treat people.
Right.
They winning, and these are smart, talented kids.
That's right.
And that's where it all starts.
Right here.
Going and doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. Right.
And athletics really, really helps all situations.
It does. It really do.
It really does.
Some kids go to school because of athletics.
Some kids go to school because of athletics.
Yep. They
And some
wanna play
kids do good in school because of athletics.
That's right.
You know, you got to have a certain GPA, certain grade point average to be on the team.
That's right.
And I know my mama wasn't with that. If you didn't get your schoolwork, you wouldn't be on nobody's team.
That lesson, they call it that lesson.
Yeah, you get that lesson, you ain't been on nobody's team. So I knew that, and I hope these parents do the same thing.
Right.
You know, school is important.
It is.
And if you don't have the grades and you're not going to do right, then you can't play football, basketball, run track, play baseball. And those are things that these kids love to do. And they take pride in that. And they don't want that taken away from them, so you can use athletics as a stepping stone to get your work and get your lesson.
That's right.
And it's good.
Yep.
Very, very good.
Student athlete. You're a student first.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Student
first,
athlete. Yep.
Athlete next.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and that's great. And I see, you know, I don't know about Mr. David. Don't know if he's shy, quiet.
But
He's supposed to be talking
ain't
with
no
us.
way. Ain't no way.
You know, Sheriff, the things that you was talking about was so touching to me, and I wanted all of Macon County to know the contribution that you have made to juvenile court. I am one of the few people that's in juvenile court every month. Every time they have juvenile court, I'm there.
Right.
And as you were speaking about your years as the resource officer, you knew how important it was for us to have, say, a vehicle to assist in addressing the issues with juvenile court.
Right.
You know, I know from seeing the court docket that I would say over 60% of the cases on our court dockets are truancy.
Okay.
And many of them is because of what he was talking about earlier. They're talking about individuals that's being bullied. They're not going to school for various reasons. And Sheriff, by having a vehicle, many times I could leave the office and go to the homes of those children, and I can find out why they're not in school.
Right.
Oftentimes, there'll be legitimate reasons.
Right.
And it's good to have people that can look at something from a holistic point of view as opposed to just looking at it from one point of view.
Okay.
You know, and we're not in the business here in Macon County of just putting the child on the court docket because we can to try to build a record. But what we really want to do is to make sure our schools are safe.
Right.
We want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do as professionals to address the issues that the kids portray.
Right.
And the Sheriff, I just want to say to you, I really, really appreciate the contribution that you have made to juvenile court as far as just assisting for the courts to have a person at both Booker T. Washington and Notasoga in the schools that are affiliated with the courts.
Right.
That helps us out a whole lot.
Okay.
You know, I think the courts and the school system, we have good communication. We don't have a breakdown, but it's nothing like having a person that is tied directly into you.
Right.
Therefore, it won't take as long.
Right. Got you.
And from the sheriff perspective, you know, just looking at crime from a child's point of view, from our children's point of view, he has to look at it from all perspectives because it starts there and it escalates on up the ladder.
Right.
You know, so Sheriff, I just want you to say to you that I certainly appreciate the contribution that you made to juvenile court in your own personal way, and it make a big difference in being able to go visit folks at their homes.
Right.
If you don't have transportation to do that, at 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen.
Right.
And I just know that I'm a strong believer in let's see, can't we resolve this at the lowest level? You know, we don't need to get all these people involved in something that we can mediate, bro. Rush. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, Sheriff, thanks to you, we've been able to do a good job with that. And one last thing on the truancy thing, starting this school year, truancy will be handled a little bit different than what it have been in the past. The DA's office, the district attorney office, have not been that involved in truancy cases, whereas this year, Judge Biggers have sent out a notice to the Board of Education, to Dr. Brooks, and it would be a lot more intense because what we really intend to do is cut back on the number of truancy cases that's on our court docket.
Okay.
And as Sheriff mentioned earlier, Tony Washington does an excellent job. I saw him today. We had court today.
Okay.
And believe school is out, but I think we had 3 or 4 truancy cases on the court docket in the middle of July. I said, what happened here? But I think we are on the right track with that. And I think the communication that we have with the school system and the courts and the sheriff office, the police department, all of that makes a good, safe environment for our children. And we certainly plan to beef that up this school year.
That's good. That's
good.
That's good. And what Mr. Dave was talking about, I did provide him a vehicle, gas, and everything. And for me, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
You got a man in the community that's willing to help, that works with the juvenile.
Right.
You know, he has to drive his own vehicle, own gas. That's not good.
That's not good.
So when I can extend out and give him a vehicle, you know, it only helps the community.
That's
It
right.
helps him do his job,
That's
and his
right.
job helps me.
That's right.
The more kids we can keep out of trouble, the more kids we can keep out of my jail
and
out of prison.
There you go.
Now, one thing Mr. Davis didn't tell you, way back 25 years ago, 26 years ago, when I was in Tuskegee University,
Okay.
I did an intern at Mount Meigs.
Okay.
And guess who the man was? Mr. Davis. He was director of Mount Meigs.
Right.
And so when I came into Mount Meigs, to do my intern, I met Mr. Davis, and I was so impressed with Mr. Davis. He cared about everything that was going on in Mount Meigs. He taught me a lot. He taught me about those kids. They had all kind of kids.
Oh,
they
yes,
got
sir.
murderers. They got all
Sir.
kind of kids. But one thing, you don't look at those kids any different. You're cautious because you know what they've done. You don't want them to escape and everything, but he always treated them fairly.
Right.
And all those kids always looked up to him. They always talked to him, and that's the way I learned.
Right.
You treat him fair. He taught me a whole lot about, social work and the different things that I needed to succeed in this job.
Right.
And I did my intern with him. Great guy. Learned a whole lot. And then Mr. Hartman was out there too.
That's right. But let me throw this in. That's why when Sheriff was running for sheriff, I felt like he was uniquely qualified.
Uniquely. I like that
Uniquely
word.
qualified. he had both the theoretical framework. He was physical. He don't push over. He played a little linebacker in his day. But also he could reason it.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have the whole package
You
deal
really
to deal
do.
with individuals when they are in what I call an awkward situation.
Right.
Treating people that are incarcerated, it's a unique skill that you have to have.
Got to have it.
Everybody can't do that because if they feel like they have advantage over you, they would take advantage over you.
That's right.
But you have to have that balance. So I'm very proud to be a part of the sheriff team, and I think that the last year or so we have accomplished some things.
Okay.
I feel like our school environment is better.
Right.
I think it will be even better this year.
Yeah.
We're looking at some things that we plan to do starting this school year.
Okay.
And just having the sheriff's support, that's very, very important.
Okay. You're right.
Very
They're
important.
gonna definitely have my support. Anything to help the community, anything to help these kids, especially.
That's right.
Gonna have my support. We talk about money. Money is just a tool.
That's right.
To get things done. If he needs another car, I'm willing. I'm willing to help.
That's right.
He need gas, I'm willing to help.
That's right.
It's only a tool to get these things done.
Well, on this new job, I'm supposed to have a budget. This budget I have supposed to have
budget
be a car.
this time,
I would be a car like the sheriff guy.
Well, it's always good to ride now.
That's right,
Makes riding around a whole lot easier, a whole lot better. Just do your job.
Your job. That's right.
You got a little air to ride. It's hot out there, man. You get out there sweating in this heat.
Okay.
You want to jump back in some good air conditioning.
That's right.
And then you can proudly ride on.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can proudly ride on to the next task.
That's right.
But I'm proud of Mr. Davis. Now he's got this Macon County Community Correction Initiative going on, and he gonna tell you. Let's talk about that, man.
Okay. Yeah, well, the sheriff, I really appreciate you inviting me on this program with you because this new program that have just started up in Macon County, and I am the director of the new Macon County Community Correction Program. That program is mandated by state law. That each county will have a program that give alternative to overcrowding in our prison. Now, there are some things that the sheriff and I both are very conscious of. We have safety first in our community. We are not going to allow for individuals that should be in prison to be on our streets. If they need to be in prison, we're going to let them stay in prison.
Right.
But those individuals that qualify, nonviolent crimes, and individuals that get caught up in various things that they do not necessarily need to go to prison, they will come to this program, Macon County Community Correction Program.
Okay.
That's the program that I have been recently appointed as the director. I'm going to need the sheriff's support for this, but simply because of the fact that these individuals will be prison bound or they're coming out of prison. Mm-hmm. We have a number of inmates from Macon County that's eligible to come back to the community from the various institutions across the state. That will assist in prison overcrowding. But before any individual will come back here from these programs, the sheriff will be aware of it, and he will also know the service plan that we have developed for this individual.
Okay.
And the second way that a person can come to this program is directly from the bench. The judge can order a person to community corrections that ordinarily they would be going to prison.
Right.
There will be guidelines for those individuals to follow.
Right.
And if they violate those guidelines, that's where I'm going to need the sheriff.
Okay, gotcha.
And the other way is for an individual that's on probation already. Mm-hmm. They are in the community. They violate their probation. And they are sentenced to prison. However, they could come to community correction program. However, they will be an inmate of the state, but they are still in the community. Therefore, we will have the opportunity to see whether this person really wants to be free or not.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. It's a challenge. The sheriff and I have done a lot of talking about it. We got some more talking to do to try to get all these little rough edges out of the way. But I think it would be a benefit to our community. And we are in a 4-county circuit. I mean, there's 4 counties in our circuit. All the other counties had it already. Okay. Which means that the citizens of those counties and the families of those counties have benefited from their loved ones not having to go to prison because they had a community correction program. Right. So we want to offer the same thing to our citizens here in Macon County. However, we don't want to do it at the expense of anyone. We want to make sure that, Sheriff, we keep our community safe.
Right. Great. But that sounds good, too. And, one of the things about it that kind of sold me on it, we got some people, good people that make mistakes, and if we can give them an opportunity to stay here and provide for their family, it will be good, because we got so many men and women that have to leave their family because they go to prison, they make a mistake and do something, and then the family is left out there to provide for themselves.
That's right.
Now we're talking about more poverty, no job, no money coming in. So we're giving them an opportunity to take care of their families and take care of themselves. Right. And that's a plus for me. Right. But, we talked about it, I know we're still working out some of the stuff, but one of the main things I said, if they're going to be in this community, they're going to have a job. They got to be working.
Gotta have a job.
We don't want them sitting home idle, and having a good time because they're not in jail, in prison. We want to be working and providing for themselves and their families. And that will help keep them out of trouble.
That's right.
That'll give them an incentive, getting a job, give them an incentive not to go to prison.
That's right.
So we're going to require they have to have a job, got to find a job, got to stay out of trouble.
And Sheriff, I would just like to add, that is some of the things that we're working on as we speak. We have got some commitment from some companies that they will have any problem with hiring the inmate. If they can work, we'll hire them. So they will have an opportunity to have someone to be the liaison between them and the respective agencies that we have contacted. So we are very, very serious about people with a whole lot of idle time. Right. You got a lot of idle time. You know what that means.
Yeah. And see, that's good. I like that because, you got to think about when people get out of prison, they got a felony, true enough, but they still got to live. You know what I'm saying? They still got to live. So I'm glad you got programs that can be able to hire a person that have could be convicted felon. Because that don't mean your life is over when you get out of prison.
Yeah, that's right.
You still got to work and feed your family, feed yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's really, really, really good.
That's important.
It's very important. That's very important. I
like that. We gonna need your help, right? we gonna need you to help motivate somebody.
Help motivate.
And I will. And I will.
Motivator.
That's right.
And he can put the word out there. This is very powerful to sit here and talk about this.
Right.
And get that word out to these people that sitting home listening.
Exactly.
And people that might be going to prison or jail. Hey, this might be your chance.
That's your chance.
Don't think that it's over.
That's right.
We want to give you every opportunity to succeed.
That's right.
And to take care of your family and take care of the community. We need you here.
That's right.
We don't need you in prison.
That's right.
If you don't need to be in prison, we don't want you in prison.
That's right.
Now you got some people that probably need to go.
That's right.
And some of them are just gonna be institutionalized.
That's it. That's right.
But that person will put in jail and in prison. But the people that need a chance, we want to give them that opportunity.
Made a smaller mistake.
We want to give them that opportunity. It's just like, we got to get this work release program going for the people in the jail that don't need to be sitting in jail.
Right.
It's so many things that we need to do. And just like Mr. Davis said, we're looking for people that'll give these guys an opportunity. We're looking for employers that will give them opportunity because that's what they need, an opportunity.
Right.
Somebody gave you an opportunity.
That's right.
Somebody gave me an opportunity. Somebody gave Mr. Davis an opportunity. So why not pass that down?
That's right.
Just to better us. And we're going to try not to make a mistake on these people that don't go to prison. If we see something and they make a mistake and we know they need to be put in prison, that's what we're going to do because we're not going to endanger the community.
That's right.
That's the main thing. And that's, what we talk about all the time. We got to be careful with the people we choose for the program because we're not going to put our community in any danger.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about that. People, it's not going to be dangerous people walking around with this, but this is a great opportunity, and I think it's a great program.
Great program.
So we're going to do everything we can to make it succeed. And I'm telling you, Mr. Davis, I'm going to do everything I can to help you.
Yeah.
And you got my support fully.
Mine too.
And if they don't buy you that car, guess what?
I'm gonna do the job anyway.
I know you will. I'm
gonna do the job anyway.
But I won't. We was talking about it outside, and we've been talking about it for a long time now. And we was talking about, I want not just me involved. I want my sheriff department involved. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be our backbone. They're going to be the community's backbone to get this thing done.
Right.
Keep everybody safe. You know, in my sheriff department, I know y'all hear me out there.
Right.
We're going to support Mr. Davis. We're going to do whatever we can. You know, I know he going to need some secretarial work. He going to need some physical work. And my office, you know, Mary, Loretta, everybody ready to help. My officers out there ready to help. Yeah. You know, we just going to be here to support.
It's a good program.
And Sheriff, one other thing is that I'm very interested in getting students involved from the university.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know, in the black community, if we do not engage our future professionals, like Brunson and myself, both of us had the privilege. He was with me when he was in school. I was out. I made certain that I reached out to the university.
Yes.
Now, now, I'm a little disappointed. We have no students from the university in the social sciences, social work, psychology, and sociology. None of them are doing their internship uptown with us.
Right.
This program, as I move along in it, I certainly want some involvement from our future professionals. You know, there's no way that I could have become the superintendent at Mount May if I had not had some previous work while I was a student in juvenile court.
Right.
You know, Russ, you remember when I used to come out of Howard Road?
Oh,
yes, sir. You remember.
I got to get to that. I was going to wait. But since you brought it up, listen to me very careful, kids. This one man right here is one of the reasons why I'm not like some of these people are. You know what I'm talking about? I like to shake your hand.
Yes, sir.
Why I can't right here, right now. Because
story, y'all.
It's a successful story right here. Now, it was a bunch of them now. They were truant officers. It was Miss Teague, and it was David Crockett, Omar Neal, the mayor that was here. There was Reverend Harris, and him right there, Mr. Davis. And what it was is a lot of us guys was in the community. We was kind of feared of Mount Med. Mount Med is like terror to us. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. When you hear about Mount Med, when your parents say, "Hey, boy, you don't stop doing this, we're gonna send you to Mount Med," because after a butt whooping wasn't really selling everything, everybody gonna send you to Mount Med, and it just terrified us going to Mount Med, man. Yeah. Mount Med was a place you did not want to go to as a youth. You know what I'm saying? Right. And when they were talking about, well, we gonna call Mr. Davis, and everybody straighten up a little bit. You know what I'm talking about for a minute, because kids are kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Kids and kids, and by you seeing people in the community go to Mount Mays, and some of them never get out of Mount Mays. When they come back, they just totally different. You like, man, even sometimes they worse than what it was when they went in. You know what I'm saying? And they give you stories about Mount Mays that you don't want to go. And that's what the big boys did. Yeah. They didn't glorify the fact that they went to Mount Mays. They didn't glorify. They told you that they ain't where you want to go.
Place to be.
You know, that ain't where you want to go, little man. You know what I'm talking about? And it just scared us. You know what I'm talking about? And when you get to the point getting inside yourself, and when you think you might want to do something that you ain't got no business doing, you think about it in the back of your mind, I want to go to Mount Mays.
Yeah. Well, it still holls that today. Mount Mays is not a great place to be.
SJO, they call them.
It's serious.
It's serious.
And, back, when Mr. Davis took me on this wing back then, like I said, I learned a lot. And I also knew that these kids needed to know about Mount Mays.
They need to know. They need to know.
And it would prevent them from going. If they got a chance to see what goes on there, they got a chance to see what kind of real juvenile jail that was. That's a serious place, man. And it's not, it shouldn't be glorified.
It should be glorified.
It's not a glorified place. That's a bad place.
Hey, Brunson, one thing I can recall when you was there, drive-by shooting was at its peak.
It was.
Gang violence was also at its peak.
Yes, it was.
Mobile and Birmingham. At a campus like Mount May, they have a ride out there. I mean, it was something to see. You know what I'm saying? You can see the rage and the violent nature of individuals. And to have programs that you could design to take some of that rage and violence away was very powerful. And I feel fortunate that I have been exposed to that. I recall the state spent a lot of money on sending us to Compton, California, Los Angeles back in the day when gang violence was at it was on the rise. Having some familiarity with that whole base, it surely helps you. Give you an example. Couple months ago here in Tuskegee, kids had started putting tennis shoes on wires. Now I knew just from my training on electrical wires. I don't know if y'all ever noticed tennis shoes on electrical wires. I said, I know that means something in regards to gang. So I Googled it. And if you Google tennis shoes on electrical wires, it's going to tell you gang violence, drugs, murder, blah, 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 blah. Nothing good about it. But I was able to call Ray Hall with the electrical department. I knew he had this bucket. He removed all the tennis shoes in our city. And people was telling me they had tried to get that done so many times before, but you just got to know who to call to get it done. If I need somebody, I know to call the sheriff. That's interesting.
Well, it's all about working together.
It's about working together.
And I'm telling you, anytime we call somebody, these agencies are always willing to help.
Right.
You
That's
know, we've
wonderful.
gotten so much work done through the different agencies. Just like you say, you call Ray Hall's a good guy. You can call anybody over that light department. Those guys gonna come. They willing to help you. You know, all those guys are great guys. You know, but you know, the agencies are just, I mean, I talk about the county commission, those guys that are doing so much for me, especially down at the sheriff department right now, which we trying to fix up, make look better, and make it more secure.
Right.
You know, these guys come out and do it with a smile on their face, and they just want to make it better. And they proud to see what's going on.
Right.
You know, and you can call pretty much anybody in the community. You know, they don't turn you down.
Right.
You know, and that's a attribute to the community and the people that work here and the people that live here.
Right.
It's always great.
Right.
So, Mr. Davis, I just want to tell you thank you again, because, you know, the experience you gave me and you recommended I go on to mental health after I left yours, and that was just a great combination, because my next intern we went mental health. Right. And these are things that we deal with every day.
Right.
You know, so I was prepared for this job.
Well, Sheriff, let me just say this. I saw you the other day deal with a mental health person. Man, your skills was very amazing to me. That Sheriff and I was together the other day.
Yeah.
That he picked up I hate to use this word, food. but the Sheriff relationship with that person was number one.
Yeah, that's right.
And a part of what I believe in is evidence-based practice. That is, you respect anyone.
That's right.
If you respect anybody and everybody, you go be okay yourself.
That's right. That's
But
right.
I was really impressed with that, Sheriff. I had a chance to see him in action with a person that needed some treatment.
Some treatment,
And he was able to get him a treatment. He had to give him a cigarette or two, but what's a cigarette?
Well, you know what they
It's
want.
strategy.
And like I said, it's not about being the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say, and I really enjoy and really love doing, you know, just like you reminiscing about Mr. Davis, how he helped you.
Right.
You know, I still can remember the people, you know, the truant kids, the kids that needed help. You know, now those kids are adults.
That's right.
And they can call me anytime. I'm always glad to see them. And they always say, hey, you remember when you picked me up? Or you remember when I ran from you?
Yeah.
Or you remember when you did me this favor?
Right.
You know, can you talk to my child? Yes, please. Bring
That's
your child on. You know, it's just having a good relationship with him.
That's good.
And I want all these kids that were kids then that are adults now to, you know, thank you.
That's right.
And continue to tell your kids what's right or wrong.
right.
Continue to tell them that, hey, Mr. Davis out there, that Mr. Brunson is out there, and they going to get you
right.
if you don't do right.
You're gonna do right.
Continue to tell your kids
That's
that.
right. That's right.
Because we are, and we're not doing it in a bad way. We're doing it in a good way. We're trying to prevent you from going down that dark road, trying
right.
to prevent you from coming down to that jail cell and having to sit there.
Right.
You know, trying to prevent you from going to Mount Mead. And after Mount Mead, you're going to prison.
That's right. That's right.
So those are the things we're trying to prevent. So all you good people that have had dealings with me and Mr. Davis, continue to tell your kids, hey, they ain't who you want to see.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Continue
Consequences.
to tell them, you know, that Mr. Brunson going to talk to you, Mr. Davis going to talk
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely do that.
Yeah.
But everything is good, and I know we've been going on and on. We've been going for a little more than an hour now.
Yeah, been a good little while.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting.
It's always interesting, but I know we can't sit here and talk all night, but just want to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you,
I
Sheriff.
always give out a shout out to my Macon County Sheriff Department and the great people that work down there, great people that are there in the community and doing what they can to actually help the community.
Right.
And that's what we want. We want our guys out there helping the community.
There you go.
I want my sheriff department visible. I want them out there doing what they can. And you got to like this job.
You gotta like it.
You got to like the community.
That's right.
And you have to be part of the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to be part of it.
Right.
You got to be part of the solution.
That's right.
So, Mr. Davis, thank you again. And I know your respect is well earned.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're a very smart guy. He's smart because he went to Tuskegee.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
Tuskegee.
And what I like about him, man, he educated, he's smart at the same time. You know, you know how to deal with everybody. Like you said, everybody, he knows how to deal with them. That's what I like about it. You know what I'm saying?
And he always treats everybody
yes,
right.
he do. Yes, he do.
You know, he always treats everybody right.
he
And I know I was asked today to come and put on a safety thing for Housing Authority down there. And I'm going to ask you now, come on, Whitman, help us put on a program for the Housing Authority. I think it's next Monday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to them about being safe and what to do down there with Ms. Knight. And hopefully we can put on a good program for the people down there. And we're just going to talk about safety.
Okay.
Some things to do down there. And that'll be good. I think that's going to be next Monday at 1 o'clock. So if you can, come out and listen to the program. Just going to give you some safety tips and things like that.
Great.
But again, Macon County community, you know, just thank you and Thank you for calling in. Thank you for looking out for your neighbors. And thank you for just being you. Being you, yeah. And keeping the troubles down. We're all trying to help. We're all trying to pitch in and do what we can. Thank you to all the surrounding agencies, especially the fire departments, the police departments, and the whole county and community. Oh, today we had a fire out on the highway up here around exit 42. Okay. And Notasulga came up there.
Oh, yeah.
Franklin came, Shorter came. Those fire engines came way down there to help. Wow. And that's just a tremendous thing to see.
That's great.
Everybody working together, everybody coming to help.
Right.
And that's just good. And that just, speaks wonders of Shorter, Franklin, Notasulga.
Right.
All those people have to be on board for that to happen.
That's right.
And that's great.
It's good.
And I looked up and I think Notasulga was there first, and Shorter was there first. Okay. Shorter got there first.
Okay.
Notasulga came, Franklin came, so that's good.
It's good, yeah.
And it's always good to see that, man. So just thank you to everybody that talks good and shows good about the leadership in these places.
Right.
Nobody's selfish with what's going on. Mm-hmm. That means all the mayors have to be in with it, all the community leaders, the chiefs at the fire department, everybody have to be with helping everybody.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what they're doing, and they're showing us that, and that's how we can get out and help each other.
Right.
Because everybody needs help at some time.
Right, right.
And I just like that and enjoy that. Shout out to my boy down here, Abu. You know Abu?
Down at the
Abu Brownlee at the Tuskegee Lake.
Yeah, man.
Abu a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He really
and he's brought that lake a long way.
Woo-wee.
And a lot of people like to go down there and fish. And it's always nice to sit down there.
Clean.
And even if you're not fishing, it's good to stop by there and talk to old Abu.
That's right.
Yeah. What's Abu's real name? Abu Brownlee.
I know Abu Brownlee.
I know is Abu.
Yeah.
Y'all know Abu's real name? Is it Abu? It might be Abu.
It might be Abu. I think that's real name.
Well, Abu Brownlee, because I ain't never called him nothing but Abu.
That's right. And it's the Tuskegee tackle bar, but we used to call it the boathouse.
The boathouse.
Yeah, we used to call it the boathouse.
Yeah. And they've done a great job down there. That lake is
real nice.
He's proud of that.
Yeah, real nice.
You can go down there and fish and sit down there and cook, and he always got some conversation for you.
Right.
And he keep it clean down there.
Right.
And the people like to fish, go out there and see old Boo.
Come get out and get you some of your fishing attire.
Boo part of my sheriff department too. And he loves working with kids too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we got to get him more involved. But he loves working with kids. He mentor kids. And like I say, everybody that can help, it's a plus.
It's a plus.
Especially when you know what you're doing. And he's passionate about the kids.
Right.
He's passionate about talking to the kids.
Right.
And he's been a great mentor for years.
Right.
So, I'm just giving him a shout out. Great
Big
guy.
shout out to Boo.
Always willing to help. Abu Brownlee.
Abu Brownlee.
So which is good. But shout out to all Macon County like I always do. And I hate really singling people out because there's so many great people.
There's a lot of them.
So many great people.
Yeah.
That's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, this county is infested
with great people.
Yeah,
it's infested. And it's a shame when we're attacked because a few bad things happen.
Right.
But we as a people, we have to look over that, keep striving for the best.
Right.
Because we're going to be the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to be the best.
Right.
And as soon as this air thing opens up and they give us all this money, put all this money in the community, we gonna show them how it is.
But we're gonna get our pilot license.
Yeah. Oh no, I ain't flying.
You ain't gonna fly. Come on, we gotta get our pilot license. Come on now, Sheriff. Now I can see it already.
I ain't gonna tell nobody that.
Huh? Look at them pilot license, man.
Man, you won't get me on the airplane.
Yeah, Sheriff go there. Sheriff Brunson.
You can have the rig crossing, but I sure won't be flying. I only fly when it's necessary. I'm talking about it got to be necessary. Other than that, one of my deputies tried to get me. He got me to sit in the plane, and he acted like he was going to pull off. And I say, man, let me tell you this now. If you pull this plane off, I'm going to tear your plane up. I told him. I say, I'm going to destroy this plane. I said, don't play with me. I will destroy your plane. I'm going to pull the steering wheel out. I'm going to bust all the windows. Yeah, you will not get off the ground with me sitting in this seat. I told him, don't play with me. He got me in the plane talking about showing it to me. It's nice little private plane. So I sat down. It was tight up in there too.
Yeah.
So he jumped over in the seat like we finna pull off. I said, hey man, don't play with me. I say I will destroy this plane, and I meant it too.
So they got to do you like they do Mr. T on
Better
18.
knock me out. Better knock me out. I ain't playing. I fly with the football team when we have to fly, but when I fly somewhere, I hate it, but I will not open my mouth on that plane. I put my head down, I close my eyes, and I pray. and I continue to pray till we touch the ground.
What?
I would.
So you don't talk,
don't
conversate?
Nobody. Don't talk to me.
So you put them blinders on?
Man, don't talk to me until we hit the ground.
Till we hit the
When
ground.
we hit the ground, I'm jumping up, screaming, and people think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the truth.
That's the truth.
Man, that's true. My wife will tell you that.
Yeah, how to get that plane?
Man, those people laugh at me so bad, but I be serious. I be dead serious.
Okay.
Oh man, don't play with me with that plane. Don't play with me in that plane. So,
So the pilot license is out of there.
It's out of there. Washington tried that with me because Washington got his own personal plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he does a good job flying, and
Right.
and he's moved on to Mobile now.
Okay.
But he was a good officer, and he did a great job, and we could have used him because I was thinking about doing something with the planes, the helicopter. That would be nice in the department, especially when you talk about searching for people and stuff like that. But he ended on moving on, and I told him, go and take that plane with you.
You don't need it right here, huh?
And Washington. But it was good to have somebody on the sheriff department that can fly. Got his pilot license. Aaron Washington, great guy.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I would have tore his plane up. I meant that. I meant it.
They gonna take the steering wheel out.
If y'all say that Sheriff Brunson crashed in a plane or something, no, sir, buddy. Somebody done something to me.
Somebody
done something to me. Somebody done something to me. And I really mean that.
Okay.
But back to this. Okay, let me get Conquer Kiari. Okay. Conquer Kiari. Okay. Conquer Kiari. On September the 23rd, 2017, they're going to have a walk at Booker T. Washington High School. The registration is at 1 o'clock, and the walk starts at 2 o'clock. And you're going to have to contact Ms. Daphne Renfro at 334-439-9307. That's 334-439-9307. And that is a disease of the brain. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I say because she survived.
Right.
But she had brain surgery about 3 years ago, and she's looking good now.
Right.
And she's promoting, trying to educate people about this disease.
Yeah.
And it would be only good to come out and support her at Booker T. Washington High School. So I'm going to challenge my sheriff department so she don't be out there walking by herself.
Right.
Get my dispatch. She's a dispatch at the police department too.
Right.
So we got to give her some support.
Right.
And anybody in the community, not just because she's a dispatcher, but because she's in our community.
That's right.
We need to come out and support her.
That's right.
So I'm going to have my sheriff department, talk to my sheriff department and my people there at dispatch. Y'all come out and walk with her.
Right.
Show her some support because it's for a good cause.
Good cause.
Got to get some of the deputies out there.
Yeah.
I need to get out there and walk too.
Right.
Boo.
Right. Yeah.
I know we can use we can do the walk, the exercise.
Need it. I'm gonna be there. I need to be there before y'all get there.
But
give me a little extra.
Get your little extra.
Yeah.
But it's all about helping her and bring the community close together and give them knowledge about this disease and about this thing. We just want to support her.
Right.
Okay, one more time. Conquer Kiari.
Conquer Kiari.
I said it right that time.
That's right.
Man, that's
right.
a tongue twister.
It is. I was trying to tell down here before we got on the show. I was like, man, it's gonna be hard, man.
It'd be hard to say that.
Yeah,
but
man,
you know what?
A lot of big words on this paper.
Spelled a little different than what it sounds like.
You got to write your own pronunciation.
You got to write your own thing down.
Yeah.
I had to have her do that. But also, I see on here it say games and prizes. Snacks will be provided. They're gonna have a raffle. So let's come out and support her. And let's say again, September the 23rd.
Right.
At Booker T. Washington High School. Is that on a Saturday? Oh man, that's on a Saturday. That's football season, so that's gonna hurt some of us who have to be at the game.
Yeah, we both gonna be there.
Yeah, we both have to be at the game on that Saturday. But if at all possible, y'all please come out and support it. As many people as they can, come out and support it for a good cause, for a very good cause. Right. And we'll talk about it more as the time gets closer. Okay. Yeah. And please, y'all come out and support her. But Booty Rush, I appreciate everything. I appreciate. Smart man, Tuskegee man.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Working man.
Working man.
They all in the community.
I love the program he got here.
Yeah, it's a great program. Beautiful program.
Beautiful.
And just want to remind the kids, y'all, go to school to learn. Y'all do us a favor. Let's challenge each other. Cut out the bullying. Mm-hmm. Let's go for what we are there for. Mm-hmm. And teachers, please respect your students and everybody. And I'm not saying anything bad about your teachers, just saying be conscious of what you say and what you do. And I know we have some very good teachers. We got some great teachers. And they're there to help these children. And we need to let the children know that they are there for you. Mm-hmm. They really are. You know, they're there for you.
Let me ask you this. You might not know, but do they have some type of bullying program at the school?
I don't know if they have a bullying program, but I know they talk about it, and they also have, they used to have a box at the school, even a hotline, but if you know of any bullying, I take it upon myself, call the sheriff department.
Right.
You don't have to give them a name. Just tell them somebody's not feeling well. Somebody needs some help. Tell them that this person is down. Tell them they're depressed. Tell them anything you want to tell them to get us to talk to that child.
Right.
And we'll talk to the one being bullied.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of those kids being bullied don't get the help they need.
That's right.
They might need somebody to talk to. So if you
Build
let
them
us
up a
know
little
who
bit.
they are, let us know. But they do have counselors at the school.
Right.
You can let the counselors know. You can let the teachers know. You can let the principals know. You can let the security know. You can even let the cafeteria workers know. They'll get it to somebody.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, I take it upon myself. If you know somebody being bullied, call me. Call the sheriff department and tell us so we can get them some help. So I can come out and personally talk to them.
That's great.
And see what's going on. And I don't mind doing that.
That's great. That's great.
And even if
That's
I
really
can,
great.
just let me talk to them.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm all about helping. I'm all about the kids.
Right.
So if you know somebody being bullied, let us know.
Okay.
I say let us know. The person being bullied, let us know about that person.
That's great.
And maybe we can save that person. Maybe we can make them feel better about themselves.
Right.
Whatever we can do.
That's right.
We willing to help.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Everybody else doing okay? Y'all doing okay? My crew over there doing okay? Hey,
we got a lot of people in the building today, y'all.
Got a lot of people in the building. Everybody waving over there.
Yeah, I got
everybody waving. The crew over there waving and smiling. I like that. Hey, how
they got Patrick over there.
The
director over there.
You smiling? Yeah, Cody Brunson smiling.
Yeah,
she
we got
smiling.
the sheriff in the building.
Yeah, she smiling. She all right.
She ready for the sheriff to get up out of here.
They ready to eat.
So we just got off that long trip. We had the sheriff conference,
right?
And it was good.
I know y'all tired.
Yeah. We've been going all week, and I'm ready to see my guys at my department. I'm ready to see my family at the department.
Right.
My office people. Been without them for a week. And just anxious to get back to work, which is just on the real.
We miss you, Sheriff.
Look at that. But it's good. We learned a lot. You get to go there with all the sheriffs in the state. We talk about sheriff business. We talk about laws. We even take a test. It was interesting that our test was on the what do they call him? The officer who's not going to do right. Yeah, the toxic officer.
The toxic officer.
The toxic officer who's not going to do right.
Okay.
And that make you think, and it makes me think as a sheriff. And we talked about even me as a sheriff, if I make a wrong decision on hiring an officer, it affects this community.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to be careful. I have to be careful who I hire because I'm putting that person out in this community and I'm expecting him to do the right thing. I'm expecting him to feel the way I feel about the community. And it's unfortunate that everybody don't do that.
Right.
You look at the probationary period and we try to catch that in the probationary period because I would get rid of an officer like that. I don't want any toxic officers, around that's going to hurt my community, that's going to hurt my sheriff department, but especially I'm saying the community. I can take it, but to hurt my community, I would never... I wouldn't forgive myself. Right. So it makes it important that I make the right choices who I hire. It makes it important that I use the right people, keep the right people, because if I got some toxic employees right now, I need to get rid of them.
Right.
Because they ain't going to do nothing but hurt us.
Right.
And I don't want that.
Yeah.
And, that was my whole test. So I guess everybody in the state goes through that. But they were trying to bring that point out to all the sheriff.
Okay.
If you got a toxic employee, you need to let him go.
Let him go.
If he's there to talk about you and talk about your department and talk about the people in the community, he's not there to help. You need to let him go.
Right.
And these are things that we talked about. Like I said, I guess it was so important that they did a whole day on this person.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They did a whole day.
Wow.
That was our studies the whole day, and that was the test about.
God.
Took a test on that. So you got to think about that. I got to look at the department, look about it, but they're right.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody at the department that's going to hurt you in the community.
Right.
And it's very important that you choose the right people to work for you that's not going to do that.
Right.
So I just thought that was very, very interesting.
Yeah, it is important too.
It's important. Very important.
Hey, Sheriff, I'm gonna say this last thing. I think what makes you so unique in that process that you know what it's like to put a team together.
Oh yeah.
And if you know how to put a team together, it doesn't take but one or two people on there that will hurt that whole team.
That's right.
Right.
The whole team. You're right.
So that's why you're so uniquely qualified to be a sheriff. You got that experience.
Yeah,
already.
right. Experience, but you know that just relates to football, basketball,
right.
any team environment, any team concept.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want that person on your team.
That's right.
You know, if he's gonna be negative, if I call a play and he don't want that play, he always got to call another player, got one better.
Yeah.
You don't need to be on the team.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? You don't want him on your team.
That's what I'm talking
You know,
about.
if I tell him a lineman to do this, he go say, "Oh, lineman, he don't know what he talking about. Let's do it this way." Or then he get out there and say, "Oh, he's a sorry quarterback. But I'm on his team, but he's a sorry quarterback. I'm gonna do my own thing. You don't need that guy on your
That's
team.
right. That's
You
right.
don't need that guy on the team.
And just like he said, you coaching it. You know what I'm saying? You
see
at
it.
your department that you have, you bring a person in here every week and they play a certain position.
Yeah, they
They play a
position.
position,
go,
and
bro.
the position
They
that they
play
play,
a
they strictly that's what they do.
That's what
right.
they
They
do.
specialize in that
specialize.
position. They're gonna be quarterback because you can't throw the ball and catch it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you put them right here.
Booty Rush.
Hey,
Booty
y'all like
Rush.
that? Y'all like that? I like that.
Booty Rush. Give you some play, baby. Give Booty Rush some play.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
well, you gotta
go.
give me a point when I do
Oh,
right.
you did,
that's right.
you did great. You
Okay,
did
so I didn't even
man.
mess up today.
You didn't
Yeah,
mess up, not yet.
Hey, now, yeah.
Hey, y'all give Booty Rush a plus because he made a good one there, didn't he? And he has not messed up yet.
Booty Rush on it, man.
Oh, you know what? We didn't give him a round of applause. We got to do that before we go, though.
Yeah, we
Put
got-
just remind we didn't give him a round of applause. We got to give you a round of applause, too. But
Yeah,
we'll
Booty
do
Rush.
that before we go.
Okay, we'll do that before we go.
go. But you know, and you know, it's just like this right here. Being the sheriff or the team leader,
Right.
team leader and sheriff can't tell you everything.
Right.
You got to have personal knowledge, and you got to have personal desire to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Like when that quarterback or when that team put me out there, I know I got to go to the weight room.
That's right.
I know I got to work on my running. I know I got to work on my strength. I know I got to work on my plays and my knowledge to be the best I can be to help the team.
Right.
So as a deputy sheriff, you got to do the same thing. You got to work on your skills. You know, sheriff can't tell you everything.
That's right.
But you know you're going to do everything in your power to make the team better. And that's what it's about, making the team better.
That's where he say you uniquely qualified, meaning that when if your men got a situation going on, you's a coach, he can't go out there and play the team.
Can't go out there and play
but
it.
you do.
Yeah.
You go out there
Yeah.
with your players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just you pad up and you go out there.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
go out there.
And you do what you got to do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's what make you uniquely qualified.
Yeah.
You know,
There you
in the
go.
position that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You goes out there with them. You just don't stand back and call them out there to do this and do that. You goes out there on front street. Matter of fact, you get in front of the line.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what?
Real
I
talk.
have to, I tell my guys if something happened to them, it's going to happen to me.
Right.
You know, a lot of people disagree with that. When you the sheriff, you don't have to put yourself in no danger. Man, I ain't going to have my men go out there and do something I wouldn't do.
That's right.
That's just
That's
me.
automatic.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I want to show them that I'm with them 100%.
Right.
You know, I'm with them. Yeah, I'm the sheriff. I don't have to do that, but I do.
Yep.
I can't sit in the office and sit there and give orders and I'm not working. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I won't do that. That's not type sheriff.
Yeah, your presence makes a big difference.
Make a
Sheriff.
big difference.
Wherever you show up, it
yeah.
makes a difference. Just like an onion, as they say. Wherever onion is, you know where it is.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. And, you know, I want to be a leader. I want to show my guys that I'm with them 100%. I also want to show the community there's nothing that I wouldn't do for them.
Right.
So I'm out there.
Right.
And I'm going to continue to be out there. I'm going to continue to be out there. And that's the type of sheriff you have. I'm going to do that, you know.
Great,
but I
great.
appreciate everybody's help. Shout out to everybody in the community, all my neighborhood again, you know, all the great people around.
Right.
You know, it's just good. You know, it's good to be alive, good to be in Macon County. And just thank you, everybody. Again, Mr. Davis, appreciate that. Appreciate the crew over here, everybody in here.
Everybody. Time to go.
Time to go.
So Davis, Shaft, Miss Shaft. We got some other people in the building. We call out the crew. We got Butch. We got Patrick. We got D. Jordan and Motor City Kitty. And we got other people coming up. Like I said, got them coming up next. So I give them a shout out on their way up here. But that concludes the Sheriff Report for this August 3rd. Oh, we got to give them
You got to give us a round of applause.
round of applause. Keeping me out of Mount May. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning. That's in the Sheriff Report. Like I said, it's August 13th. August 3rd.
It's okay, brother.
But that's the end,
But it's okay.
Oh, man.
It's okay, my brother. It's okay. He was that close, but it's okay. It's okay. He almost made it, y'all.
Almost made it, man. But thank y'all for tuning in, everybody out there, man. We had a good time. We got a long show tonight. We got a lot of people here that we're going to be interviewing tonight. So I'm going to play some gospel music right now because my laptop is going down a little bit. So y'all just still stay tuned, okay?
Thank you, Macon County. Thank you.